And comments. The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you. I listened with great interest, my honourable colleague. I want to not challenge him, but I think maybe correct the record for people listening. It's not just that the government is pushing through Bill C-7. What they've allowed to happen here is the unelected, unaccountable Senate have rewritten the law of Canada so people with depression will be able to ask to die in 2 years. And this Liberal government is supporting that. This is ignoring what Parliament stands for. Parliament does the hard work. Parliament would go out. Any member of Parliament who went back to their constituents and says, instead of having suicide prevention or mental health programs, I'd like to make it easier for people with mental illness to die, there would be an outcry, there would be headlines, there would be debate. That would be democratic. It's the fact that this Liberal government is using the unelected and unaccountable Senate to fundamentally change a basic principle of the right to life in this country that I find is appalling. And the fact that they want to rush it through the House because they say that we've obstructed, they are obstructing the democratic rights of this House.
The Honourable Member for Chilliwack Hope.
Well, I thank the member for that question. I'd say they are doing more than just obstructing. This is perhaps the most serious matter that we will ever consider. It certainly is the most serious matter that we will consider in my 10 years, almost 10 years as an elected official. To have a government and unelected senators, I agree with that member, say to people in our lives, many of whom we have struggled to keep them alive, to keep them from making the wrong choice of taking their own life, to say, if you want to take your own life, now there's a system in place for it. Instead of standing up and increasing supports for people with mental health, instead of increasing supports for people with disabilities and different abilities, they're saying, I know you're not at the end of your life. There's no prospect of you dying, but now there is, because the unelected Senate has taken away the protections for people who have mental illness in this country, and for the government to rush that through and to accept those terrible amendments is an affront to this democratically elected place, and they truly should be ashamed of themselves. And for what this will do, we're going to have a time, Mr. Speaker, where future parliamentarians stand up and apologize for what is about to happen later today, where we vote in favor, we won't be, but when this government votes to make it easy for mentally ill and disabled people to take their own lives, it is a tragedy, Mr. Speaker.